Credit Call is an omni-channel payment gateway, so we support transactions in every different environment. That includes unattended, face-to-face retail, e-commerce, CNP. Contactless obviously is a face-to-face transaction type, an EMV transaction. We do that in retail as part of our solution with chip and pin, but one of the key areas where it's primarily useful and most important is the unattended market, so parking, ticketing, vending. Those are the areas that Credit Call specialises in. Growth areas are definitely vending. To some extent that includes parking, pay and display as well. Machines where contactless has opened up a new possibility to add card payment where it previously didn't exist. And another area where we're seeing a lot of growth is in the MPOS market, where historically chip and pin transactions have been sort of used with smartphones or tablets to take payments typically on a sort of micro merchant basis, door to door, hairdressers, individual salesmen, that type of thing. Now it's becoming very much more a mainstream product. The company called Charities Aid Foundation, who are looking for a way to accept contactless payments on street to do contactless donations. And they've been looking at a variety of different options of trying to find a way to build something, get it to market quickly. And if you know anything about the certifications headaches and the path to deployment of contactless, in the timescales they were looking at, which I think at the time was about 100 days, that was just simply not going to happen. So when this chap phoned up, Scott from Elevon phoned up and said, "Can you help?" It was wonderful to be able to say, essentially, yes, here's one that's already done, finished, certified, and is ideal for your use. So there were a couple of small tweaks needed, for example, an additional battery, some other physical elements, but essentially the EMV contactless payment was already there, and we were really happy to be able to say, yes, here's one we prepared earlier, you're good to go. People are now starting to talk about contactless EMV payments in transportation. Until a few years ago, the only people that had remotely considered it were TfL, as they brought in their Oyster card replacement scheme. That's now been in for a couple of years, and there's effectively a race amongst various other operators and authorities to see who can implement similar schemes as successfully. It's a complicated solution at the back end because it's not just a question of putting a contactless reader in, it's also the back office system, as we've heard today, calculating who's paid what's the cheapest option, fare capping, journeys, etc. The transit model with shared liability is a factor in companies deciding how they want to accept contactless payment. And then there's the actual EMV contactless payment itself, which is, again, a layer of complexity that people tend to underestimate. The device that needs to go through the various layers of certification, the complete process, and then in the end, the bank accreditation before you can deploy that. So with all of the companies that we're talking to currently, we're helping them to identify the fastest route to market, to untangle the certification and accreditation path so that they can get competitive solutions to market quickly, because this is a race against time.